Okay, so episode 5 ended with this creepy scene where we finally see the mannequin from up close that we could already spot in the background in the previous episodes where he was also looking at the circus members, but this time in episode 5, Pomni also noticed him. So I'm pretty sure that the creepy mannequin watching the circus members from the distance is not just an Easter egg anymore, but maybe he could be a very important factor in the whole series. So let's see who is this guy and what could he want from the characters. So first of all, we know that mannequins in the digital circus are usually just background NPCs, right? They appear as customers in Spudsies, they fill up crowds, they explode sometimes, nothing out of the ordinary. And we even saw in episode 1 that when Jax, Raggett and Pomni were walking down the dorm hall, there were these doors to certain rooms that had the mannequins' faces on it. So it made sense that these are basically just placeholders. Like when Pomni joined, she got her avatar on the door to her room, so maybe it changed from a mannequin's one. And I mean, it would make sense because the mannequins were nothing more than just NPCs until now. But now that this mannequin showed himself, and not only to us, the viewers, but to Pomni as well, makes me think that maybe there is more to it than that mannequin being an NPC or an Easter egg. But maybe it's possible that this was not even the first time he showed himself to Pomni, because in episode 1, Pomni opened the door and this mannequin taking a bath, and he scared her away by sending this scary mask towards her, which was actually never really explained, and Pomni also didn't really care too much. But to be honest, that wasn't regular NPC behavior for sure. And we actually know that the mannequin in the bath has a name. His name is Dr. Football, but as for who he really is and what he actually wants, we don't know. But there are a few theories that I'm going to explain to you, first starting with the theory about an NPC getting mistaken for a human or vice versa, I'm not sure, but it was based on this comment of Caine's.
I know you guys love your NPCs, but if I start losing track of who's a human and who's an NPC, who knows what could happen?
So what if it's Dr. Football, who we saw at the end of episode 5, who is not really an NPC, but he was once a human that only got switched with an NPC. But maybe he has conscience, and that is why he keeps watching the other circus members. What if he's actually turned evil and wants to take revenge on Caine and everybody who forgot about him? And I mean, it would be a crazy theory, but maybe there is something to it, because if we think about how Caine said that he has all-seeing eyes, then that means that he must know about this mannequin, but still he doesn't do anything. He doesn't even react. And maybe it could be because Caine doesn't even actually see everything like he said, or at least not anymore, because then why didn't he warn the others about Cough Mode 2 in episode 1? Maybe because he didn't actually know about his abstraction, or the other possibilities that he just loves the chaos, and the reason why he also lets the mannequin be free in the circus is because he wants to see how the other characters would react to him. But if he was indeed a circus member who has his own brain, and if he's someone who's been in the circus longer than the current group, then yeah, he might know way more than he's letting on. Maybe he has been trying to escape, or maybe he already knows the truth behind the circus and he's just watching, waiting for the others to figure it out too. I think this could be possible, and maybe he could even try to talk to them sometime and try to ask for their help. And maybe it's possible that Jax knows about him, and when he said at the end of episode 5 that he wants to show something to Pomni in the hall, he could have meant him, who knows? But there was this disappearing guy in episode 5 that was also a mannequin, although he was a red one, but as we know they can change colors, so maybe Caine used this previous circus member as a regular NPC for this adventure, and maybe that is why Jax said,
"Oh yeah, Pomni, I can show you that thing in the hall I was talking about."
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean, this could make sense, because maybe he realized that Pomni saw the mannequin in the circus and he tried to reference that. But yeah, we don't know. Maybe the watcher was someone else completely. But maybe it's also possible that this mannequin's story is even darker than that. Maybe the mannequin doesn't want to escape. Maybe he already tried and failed. And now he's just bitter and broken and watching the new cast go through the same cycle, waiting for them to give up too. Or worse, maybe he wants to keep them stuck. Maybe he could be studying them and manipulating things from the background, quietly pulling the strings while Caine looks the other way. And that leads me to a theory that might sound wild, but what if this mannequin isn't just a forgotten circus member, but Abel from Caine and Abel? That CNA logo we keep seeing, which showed up in episode 1 first and again ever since. We all assume that it was just the name of the game or the company that created the game, but what if it's the name of the two founders, or maybe two AIs, or even two brothers brothers, Caine and Abel, like the biblical story where one betrays the other. And if Caine is the god of the circus, maybe Abel is the one who got left behind. And listen, I know that sounds kinda dramatic, but think about it. Caine is literally the ringmaster, so basically the god of the circus. Seemingly he's the one pulling all the strings, he's throwing the circus members into weird worlds and adventures, laughing while they scream. He's the showrunner, the ringmaster, the game master, whatever. But if he's Caine, then where's Abel? Of course, considering that the C and A logo stands for Caine and Abel. And I mean, it would make sense, because the show already touched on religious imagery more than once. The idea of being trapped in a digital world with no way out, that's literally purgatory. But yeah, I mean, this theory could make sense, because the NPCs are also mannequins, and they can have different colors or slightly different roles, so nobody would notice the odd one out, which is not different physically, it's only his psyche that got trapped in an NPC's body. And if you think about it, it's crazy, and I honestly don't know if Caine could be this evil to mix up his brother with an NPC, or maybe it was just a regular circus member he forgot about. But I mean, how could a literal AI forget about the most important thing in his programming, a circus member? That doesn't seem realistic, right? So whatever is going on with this mannequin, I'm pretty sure that Caine is involved and he knows about him, and maybe they could even work together. I don't know, honestly. But based on how weird Caine and Bubble acted in this episode, for example here,
The Toy Box character wants us to leave the other intelligent AIs to run for a prolonged period of time.
maybe it's possible that the other AI he talked about is actually the mannequin. And I think it could also make sense, because if the circus is this big project where people got locked inside a virtual world, and it kind of seems like the whole thing is a show that people could watch, or at least judging by how Jax acted here,
What do you, the viewers, think it is?
I think it makes sense that Caine is not the only person responsible for running things and keeping everything under control, especially now where we saw that he's getting more and more angry at the circus members because they don't really appreciate his adventures. Like, what if Caine is also a part of the show and his boss basically keeps him as another entertaining factor for the viewers and he has no real power? Because to be honest, if there was no Caine, the circus members would probably do boring stuff. Like, they would go to the grounds and talk occasionally, or maybe just abstract, but by keeping Caine around, he always comes up with new things that the circus members could be angry about. And it's pretty twisted, I know, but I think it makes sense. So in this scenario, the mannequin would serve as an inside person who basically reports to the big boss about the circus members, like what they are talking about when Caine is not around or what they are doing. I don't know, the more I keep thinking about the possibilities, the deeper I go, and I don't like it. But I have a feeling that we are not gonna like this mannequin, that's for sure. Now that the silly episode is over, we are officially getting the storm in episode 6, and I don't think it's only about Ragatha and Jax and the other characters, but I'm pretty sure that this mannequin is also gonna be important somehow, and hopefully one of these theories were right, because that would mean that we'd finally get to learn more about what exactly is the circus and why and how they are operating it. So yeah, let me know what you think about this mannequin down in the comments. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.